Despite dropping to $6,000 this week from a peak of over $10,000, Bitcoin data farms continue to churn around the world. Analysts at the American bank Morgan Stanley say this process, known as mining, is expected to consume as much electricity as Argentina this year. But the extra computer power required for them to stay competitive has raised concerns over their long-term environmental impact, and lawmakers in countries like Iceland are asking if these resources used are really worth it.
Under normal circumstances, companies that are creating value in Iceland pay a certain amount of tax to the government. And these companies aren't doing that, and we might want to ask ourselves whether they should.
In Iceland, it's estimated 50 megawatts are used for mining Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. That's about half of what the country uses to power the homes of more than 340,000 residents. But some say that number is expected to grow.
Question about how useful Bitcoin is. So when you run any kind of manufacturing plant, there's always a end product, something that has some kind of value that justifies the to some extent the environmental impact that the production has. With Bitcoin, we're spending tens or maybe even hundreds of megawatts on producing something that has no tangible existence, has no real useful purpose for humans outside of the realm of financial speculation.
These data centers only have partial walls on each side and use cold winds outside to draft a current of cold air. Large fans built into the ceiling then push out the hot air streaming from the computers. Bitcoin backers say this process proves the impact of the cryptocurrency to the environment is limited.
I was asked this a couple of times before, what's the impact globally on these Bitcoin mining? But I give you one example. When you take your credit card, go to a counter and slot in the credit card into the teller machine, what happens? How many processes and how much energy is wasted doing this? It's the same when you do an internet research. You type in a question in the browser. How much energy is needed for that? So this is the same global impact.
For Circa, this is Michael Catenhead.